Greetings to all. Myself, Dr. Sonali Biswas, Assistant Professor, Jorhat Engineering College, Jorhat Assam. I would like to present before you the highlights on the action plan for engineering education in the post-COVID era. As pandemic has come as an emergency, so I am pretty sure there is a huge curiosity for methodologies to be adopted by different engineering institutions. This needs immediate attention. This presentation will focus on the highlights of different suggestions given by several experts from different governing bodies like NPIU, AICTE, and several institutions including IITS, NITS, and several universities. Though the situation is very tough, and the fact is the students are not under an umbrella platform where lessons and practical sessions can be imparted in an easy and systematic situation. But yes, as line goes from Bhagavad Gita, very appropriately, which says karmasu kaushalam, meaning excellence in action. We need to work in order to keep that mission, vision, whatever we have for each and every institution alive. The outlines are background, experts present on the platform for panel discussion on 18th June 2020, that is today, several action plans to be adopted by several TechKeep AICTE colleges, and existing bottlenecks are always there, though the suggestions were also there for improvement. So suggestions for improvement by experts and conclusion. So the panel discussion was organized by Professor P.M. Kotke, Project Director NPIU, along with experts from different governing bodies and institutions like IITs, NITs, and universities. So Professor Anil Sahasrabuddhe, AICTE Chairman, he started the session. Professor Shantanu Chaudhary, IIT Jodhpur, Professor Vinay Pathak, VC University, Professor Vikram Gadre, IIT Mumbai, Professor Mini Shaji Thomas, Director, NIT Trichir, Dr. C.S. Upadhyay, IIT Kanpur, Professor Sunil Kumar, University Professor, Professor Animesh Biswas, Director, NIT Rourkela, Professor Amit Prashant, IIT Gandhinagar, Professor Ramanna Rao, Director, NIT Warangal. Besides these members, there were many other members in the panel for discussion. Now, after all the panels have given their views and suggestions, I have made a summary of them. So these are as follows: several online indigenous platforms which are already in use like MOOCs, AI based, NPTEL, etc. to be continued. Flipped classroom and blended strategy to be adopted, because the classes sessions are such that they cannot be held entirely online, but some offline classes are also important, and according to the demand of a course there can be 30-70, 70-30 ratio. First, in certain institutions they have suggested that first they will allow the final year PG, PhD, those who are on the verge of completion, they will be brought to the campus. And because of this pandemic, they have started their sanitizing the different systems and the labs which the PhD scholars are going to use. So some of the experts, they have suggested that the courses of BTech will be in rotation. 1/3 of the students may be allowed to take up a course for a period of time, so that there is not much of a rush and social distancing is maintained in the education environment. Digital laboratory using IoT will be adopted, conducting partial laboratories. This is one suggestion. So Internet of Things, using that they will be holding partial laboratories. Then each and every institution, tech institutes, they should have their e-content to be developed, and for this the institutions should have a well equipped studio for content built up and proper delivery of the lectures. Peer learning and collaborative learning is a must. Also involve students, those who have better technical skills. So students, those who are having better technical skills, they can work in collaboration with the faculties, and in this manner they will have a very good interaction with between students and the faculties as well, because we know that many students are there who are technically expert in maintaining or in holding up or in starting certain classrooms in using some special techniques and so on. There are certain institutes, those who have also suggested that, as we know that stakeholders are in deep tension regarding what will happen to the words, the parents are also very much eager to know. So all the institutions are receiving different mails from their parents, from different stakeholders. So dialogue and letters to be emphasized to satisfy the curiosity of different stakeholders so that they do not panic. And all the facilities should be properly trained. All the faculties should be properly trained for e-content development, and they should know how to use different ICT tools, and focus should be on the pedagogy. And most of the laboratory classes which cannot be virtual may be shifted to the next semester. So in that way, according to the adjusting the credit, we can bring some of the theory subjects to the current semester, where and push the labs to the next semester, where virtual platform may not help the laboratories. So we can do in that manner. So all the theories we can have, most of the theories we can have in the semester, so we can have an easy online study material can be given, and there will be a proper interaction, and all the lab facilities which all the lab which are not properly, virtual laboratories which are not possible to conduct for some of the practical classes, those can be shifted to the next. Online classes delivered by faculties should have thoughtful content, and we can use YouTube videos, or we can in order to evaluate the students, some mini projects can be given through Google Meet or Zoom or through certain Meet platforms. So examinations and evaluations must be flexible comparatively to the earlier, as suggested by many experts, and different educational institutions, like, they should be collaborative, not just competitive. This is suggested from an expert from IIT Mumbai. Investment to be made more on technology and blended learning and virtual internships should be promoted. Now, though these are the suggestions, but there are of course some bottlenecks, like in rural areas, internet facility or uninterrupted data facility is not at all available. So internet penetration is a very important factor. Then power due to natural calamity in several places has created difficult situation, as we know recently, and learning devices with uninterrupted data facility rare for many students. Many students do not have the different devices where they can read such things. So this is another bottleneck. Lack of exercise and less sporting activity has a serious impact on physical health. This is a bottleneck again for online classes and things. Then stress between members working together may sometimes pose a question to human value. So when people are working together also in this pandemic situation, there is a lot of stress, but this is another bottleneck. But where there is a will, there is a way. So there are also suggestions to all these bottlenecks, and for tackling all the odds, urge for internet to penetrate in almost every nook and corner in India, In remote places, there can be a small center with a big screen to promote such education scheme. This is suggested by Professor Sahasrabudhe, who is the chairman of AICTE. Several such devices for online classes with necessary app can be donated in libraries for students' use, or we can also lend them on loan. And if not, all the content, e-content which will be developed in different institutes, they should be all uploaded on the websites. Remote control laboratories, if possible, can be helpful depending upon number of users. Sporting activities should be promoted, and students should be urged to take up spiritual classes also, meditation for inner refinement and overall development. Human values should be given utmost importance, and we need to try to motivate ourselves as well as the students, and students should be motivated so that they inculcate in them these human values, so that they can become a bright citizen tomorrow and make the world a better tomorrow. So the reference is as I've participated in the panel discussion by AICTE chairman, NPIU project advisor, several experts from IITs, NITS, universities on 18th June 2020. So this is just the highlight of that. But as we are all faculties and we need to work to achieve our goal, so let us conclude by Swami Vivekananda's saying, which goes this way: wake up, stop not till the goal is achieved. So this is all. Thank you so much.